Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Welcome back to my channel. I am going to pretty much go into details on relaxers, how they function, why they function the way they do, and do's and don'ts when applying relaxers to your hair, and also just giving informative information to those who have their biased opinions about relaxers but don't really have their facts together. So I'm getting rid of myths in this video about relaxers and things of that nature. While I'm talking about that, I am going to be touching up my hair, my new growth, only with a relaxer that I purchased. I did go ahead and purchase a relaxer in bulk size. This is Silk Elements Super Relaxer. This is 4 pounds of relaxer. This is for those who relax their hair pretty often. Instead of just continuously purchasing relaxers, you can save money by just purchasing your relaxer in a big bulk container. And you can just store this away in your closet. It does not need to be refrigerated, otherwise it would say so. I'm also bringing to you guys the neutralizing shampoo that you must purchase when you purchase a bulk relaxer container like this. When you purchase a relaxer like this, it doesn't matter what brand. It can be Shea Moisture or olive oil, whichever brand you purchase. When you purchase a big relaxer container like this, you do want to also purchase neutralizing shampoo. What this does is pretty much it will neutralize your hair from being undergoing such harsh chemicals, and pretty much neutralizing and putting this in layman's terms is pretty much bringing your hair back to strength, back to life after that harsh chemical was on your hair. It will also turn the soap subs, it will turn pink, and it'll let you know when you still have the relaxer in your hair. So what I want you guys to understand when applying relaxers, how to rinse it out, and just also just some informative tips as I go along. I'm kind of in a rush. So again guys, just like you did on my last video, if I miss anything in this video, please comment down below on your questions. I'll be sure to try to respond in the comment section. But if not, I'll be sure to respond maybe in the next video. So definitely leave your comments and concerns. I am going to part my hair into 4 sections. I did pretty much prep my hair with the petroleum jelly, which is pretty much, I say petroleum jelly, but I mean that's what it is, healing jelly, petroleum jelly. Some people call it Vaseline. It's just this. So I am putting this a little bit on my forehead as well, because sometimes those chemicals, as you guys know who may have had a relaxer before, it can get on your skin. Because the relaxer is so strong, it can eat into your skin and create sores if it's sitting on your skin for a really long amount of time. So I'm pretty much just touching up my perimeter again. A lot of people had questions on, well, how do you apply the petroleum jelly? If you ever had your scalp moisturized, that's pretty much how you apply it. You would part the hair and you'll pretty much apply the Vaseline onto your scalp. This also protects your scalp. The goal is to pretty much get the relaxer on your new growth mainly, not necessarily your scalp. You're not trying to really relax your scalp. So this pretty much helps with protecting your scalp from the chemicals when it's really not needed on your scalp. It's just needed really, really close to your new growth. I mean, it can get on your scalp, which is okay, as long as your scalp is, again, protected by that petroleum jelly. This is really important if you guys have been scratching your hair, scratching your scalp, or if you had braids. Definitely do it right after you take your hair down, or definitely do it right before you're about to relax your hair. I do want to let you guys know, when taking down French braids, cornrows, whatever you want to call it, like those hairstyles, box braids, or any type of hairstyle, that had your scalp a little tense, or that had your scalp sore, you do want to give it time for you to apply a relaxer in your hair. The reason why you don't want to do that to your scalp, you want to take care of yourself, and take care of yourself gently. If you already know you took your scalp through some excruciating pain to get a pretty hairstyle, trust me ladies, I know. Right after you take that hairstyle out, let it breathe, give it some air, let your scalp relax a little bit, get unirritated before you put really heavy duty chemicals on it, such as a relaxer. A lot of people fail to do this, and they want to blame their hair loss on relaxers. That is not the case. So that is the myth number one. Myth number two, people say, oh, when I got a relaxer, my hair fell out. A lot of people fail to mention that their hair was already damaged, brittled, and destroyed before putting a relaxer on their hair. If your hair is already damaged, brittled, you never had your ends clipped, you don't do any deep conditioning, you just do whatever with your hair, you're not caring for your hair, you're caring more for your weave extensions than you are your hair, and you apply a relaxer to it, a relaxer is just going to intensify what the issue was. And I need my ladies to understand that. Stop blaming a relaxer on your hair loss. The relaxer is pretty much just going to intensify what's already there. If your hair was damaged and brittle before, oh, it's really going to show with the relaxer. Relaxer, these chemicals are no joke. A relaxer, there are some serious the chemicals really break down your hair cuticles. It's really scientific. I don't want to confuse any of my viewers or anything like that. But again, to simplify it so that you guys do understand, a relaxer is just that. It relaxes your hair. Meaning, if you have really curly, kinky hair, no matter what natural hair texture you have, it is going to relax that hair texture permanently. It does it permanently. This is why people if they don't want a perm or relaxer in their hair anymore, they have to either cut it out or let it grow out, because this is a permanent. Well, it's not permanent because your hair grows. As your hair grows, that relaxer is growing out. But if you realize the hair that was already relaxed, it stays relaxed. Only thing that's not relaxed is that new hair that grows in. So this is permanent. So for your hair to stay permanent, permanently relaxed all of that time, you can only imagine how strong these chemicals are. So I just want to really let my women know, stop using that as an excuse. Oh, when my mom did this, oh, when my aunt did this, oh, when my cousin did this, when they put this relaxer in my hair, it came out, hair was just coming out, blah, 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 blah. That may have been the case, because what's going to happen to already brittled, damaged, hair when you relax it and put really strong chemicals? So these really strong chemicals breaks down your hair to its weakest form so it can get into the cortex of your cuticle, which is your hair strand, to really pretty much straighten that hair. So it really gets deep down into the cuticle of the hair to permanently change its texture. It's very similar to, what can I compare this to? A hair color. Again, with a hair color, some hair color, a permanent hair color, it's in there. Sometimes it may fade over time, but it's in there. A permanent hair color will either grow out or you will have to cut it out. So that's what a relaxer is similar to, a hair color. So I did pretty much just re-grease my hair. If your scalp is already irritated, if you have sores in your scalp, you do not want to apply a relaxer to it. That is a no. If your hair is already damaged, brittle, or even if you have colored hair, you do not want to really apply a relaxer, because what's that gonna do? Again, further intensify what's already done. The damage is already done. It's gonna make it even more damaged. If you guys purchase a large container of relaxer, be sure. Right now I have the ISO Plus brand of neutralizing shampoo. This is how that looks. And again, you will read the instructions. The reason why I really like this is because, again, it's going to bring your hair back to life after those chemicals have been on your hair. And this neutralizing shampoo, guys, if you guys really pay attention to what's in your relaxer boxes, that's all that, when you purchase a relaxer, that's the shampoo that you're using is neutralizing shampoo. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen, like, while shampooing your hair, the bubbles turned out pink. That's because the relaxing chemicals are still in your hair when it turns pink. So that helps you know whether or not you have all of the relaxer out of your head. When relaxing your hair, you do want to rinse your hair for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You want to rinse. Not just running water over it, and it has to be lukewarm water. You cannot rinse your hair from a relaxer with cool, cold water. It won't work. It's not going to really get all of those chemicals out of the hair. It has to be at least lukewarm water for all of the chemicals to really saturate and get out of the hair, okay? Those who are faithful to watching my relaxer videos, they know that I start around the perimeter of my head, and then I go into each section individually, and then part the hair and really get into the roots of relaxing it. And also, what I wanted to mention too, guys, a lot of people say, oh, well, when I relax my hair is really thin afterwards. So if you guys haven't seen my previous video, what I pretty much did, my hair was virgin, meaning I had grew out my relaxer, and none of my hair was relaxed before. As you guys can see now, my hair looks really full. And this hair at the end, as you guys see, I'm only relaxing the new growth because this hair has already been relaxed. This hair is full because why? My natural hair is full. Again, the relaxer is only going to intensify what's already there. If your hair was already thin before you apply the relaxer, and your hair was natural, it's going to be even thinner because what does the relaxer do? It relaxes. So it's going to really look even more thinner if your hair is already thin. So you have to also know what your hair is like before you even relax your hair, before you can even say, oh, a relaxer thinned out my hair. Or was your hair already thin? So my hair is thick before a relaxer. So what is it after a relaxer? It's still thick, may not look as thick as it would if it was, fully curly. But yeah, like I was telling someone in my comment section too, she mentioned, when you relax your hair, it looks so full, but before you relax it, it looks so full, but when you pretty much relax it, it looks so thin. Okay, if you want to use common sense here, if you put a woman with straight hair up against a woman with really big curly hair, the curly hair is always going to look thicker than the straight hair. Why? Because curly is bigger than straight hair, and it makes more of a statement than straight hair. So it's going to obviously be, as far as just a visual, it's going to look thicker than straight hair. That's common sense. That's just what it is. So also what I do, guys, after I apply the relaxer around the perimeter of my hair, I'm going in each panel and I'm parting my hair, and then I'm applying the relaxer again towards those roots, what really needs the relaxer. Alright, I have one section already done, and then I'm going to go into this other section. Another thing, guys, a lot of people like to say, well, my hair was healthy until my mom relaxed it, or until I relaxed it, or whatever it has to do with the relaxer. You have to ask yourself, was your hair really healthy before you got a relaxer? Were you deep conditioning your hair every 3 to 6 months? Were you getting your ends clipped every 3 to 6 months? Were you going to the stylist to get a professional analysis on your hair every maybe 3 to 6 months? Are you using the right shampoo for your hair? As a cosmetology student, a lot of people think that their hair are good, or the shampoo and conditioner that they're using is good. A lot of things can contribute to the way our hair performs and acts. The reason being, even in the state, like if you're in a really hot state like California, Arizona, Florida, your hair tends to be more dry than the person who is in the Midwest, like Chicago, or anything like that. Your hair is going to be a little bit more drier if you're in a hotter state because of the atmosphere that you're in. So therefore, you may have to treat your hair differently than a person who does maybe in the Midwest. You may need more moisture compared to another person, or whatever the case may be. So a lot of things depends on like your shampoo too. Is your shampoo, does it include alcohol? Does it include sulfates? These are things that pretty much strips the natural oils from your hair, leaving your hair dry and brittle. A lot of people don't realize the shampoo or their everyday products that they think is working is really not working. Sometimes you have to analyze those things. Your hair is a part of you, just like even your body. Hey, I'm eating healthy, but you know, I'm not losing any weight. Okay, well, are you doing the exercise? Okay, well, are you doing X, Y, and Z? Okay, how often are you eating healthy? Are you just eating healthy on the weekends? Are you just, I mean, all of these factors, and that's just an example, all of these factors contribute to pretty much the health of your hair. It's not just, are you, clipping your ends? Are you doing deep conditioner? Are you using the right products for your hair? This is something you have to find out. This is something that a lot of women, they don't go to a salon because they feel like they don't have to. They feel like they can do their own hair. Sometimes you need to go to a salon. Have you ever went to a salon and they shampooed and blow dried your hair really good? And you're like, okay, when they would use their shampoo and conditioner and they blow dry my hair, it feels really soft. But when I use my shampoo and conditioner at home, it doesn't feel the same way. Maybe it's in your shampoo and conditioner. Maybe it's in the oils that you're putting in your hair. Maybe they're not right for your hair. And this is something that us women have to realize, women and or men, whoever has hair and wants a healthy head of hair, this is something we have to analyze to find out specifically what's best for us. Don't always blame that on a relaxer. My hair is pretty healthy. I have a really nice length. Again, it was just recently cut too, and then it's growing out already. Like, I'm satisfied with my hair. A lot of things are going to contribute, and this is because I test products. I try to find out what's good for me and what's not good for me. Just because it's in the headlines or everybody's using it, it does not mean that it's good for your hair. Just because it may work for majority, it may not mean that it's good for your hair. And that goes for like shea butter. Shea butter works for everybody. Let everybody tell it, but it really doesn't work for everybody. People think it just works for them because the majority of people are using shea moisture, but that's not really necessarily the case. Because again, all of these factors ties into your hair. Some people have dry hair. Some people have really oily hair. You know, all of these things can contribute to that. I just want people to realize that it's not just a relaxer that takes out your hair. A lot of people have to realize everything that goes into that. And I just want women of all nationalities, women of all colors, especially women in the Black community, to not be so judgmental on, hey, you don't like the way your hair grows out the natural way. Well, you should say that to every person you run into, because every person you run into, they don't like the way their hair is turning out. Maybe it's straight and they want it curly. Maybe it's curly and they want it straight. And people actually do things to do what makes them happy, which is nothing wrong with that. So why can't people accept what makes certain people happy? Just because a person wants to relax their curly hair and you love your curly hair, well, so be it. That everyone has a different preference, you know, coming to their hair. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no right or wrong answer. No one's better than, you're not automatically woke if you wear your natural hair. I know a lot of people with natural hair and it's damaged. Really damaged. Oh, you can't tell, sis, because it's all matted up. It's matted up. And a lot of people are like, oh, I'm natural. I don't have to do much. I just spray a little this in there and go. Sis, you haven't had a deep conditioner treatment in 6 months. Sis, you haven't had just because you're natural and you can't see your split ends, doesn't mean you don't have split ends. Meaning they still need to be clipped. Just because you're natural, your hair still sheds. Like, hair is hair. Hair is gonna do what hair is gonna do. Whether you're natural, straight, or whatever the case may be, relaxed like me, it doesn't matter. Natural people may be more at having it, but a lot of natural people who want to criticize those who get relaxers or do whatever with their hair haven't had a deep conditioner treatment or a trim in I don't know how long, or may have flakes outside of this world. And what I mean by flakes is pretty much dandruff. Dandruffs are those little white flakes that appears in people's hair when you part it, when they're scratching, it falls out. That means they have a lot of buildup on their scalp, to whereas it creates flakes. And that's not good. That's actually something that needs to be, looked at. They need to either analyze their shampoo or whatever the case it may be. And then you have those people, guys, that may want to be smart. Well, I relaxed my hair and it was healthy before I relaxed it. But after I relaxed it, I noticed X, Y, and Z. I have more split ends. I have more this. I have more that. After I relaxed my hair, I noticed this. Again, a relaxer is only going to pretty much magnify what's already there. So whatever you may have not been seeing before you got the relaxer, now that you have the relaxer, you see at a magnetic level. You see really well now about your hair. Or maybe it's things you didn't notice when your hair was natural that you notice now when it's relaxed. When it's relaxed, it's straightened, you can see more, you can manage it more. It's not as curly. You're not trying to look past as many things. And look how full my hair is. Like, my hair is really full. Like I was saying, guys, I'm not going to stress this enough. A relaxer is only going to intensify what's already there. Some people may say, oh, my hair was healthy before I got a relaxer, and now after, it's just out of control. Well, this may, if your hair was genuinely and seriously healthy before you relaxed it, maybe you overprocessed the relaxer. What I'm doing now, overprocessing your relaxer when you go in for a new growth, or even leaving a relaxer on too long. And that's why I say you guys have to follow the instructions. When you're applying a relaxer, you don't take your time to apply it. You go in and you waste no time to hit everything you need to hit to relax your hair, because you want this chemical on and off. You don't want to parlay and laugh, ha 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 ha, strong chemicals. You want it to get on your hair and do what it has to do and get off. Get off of your hair. No reason for it to sit on it. All right. I applied the relaxer. I went in. Now look at my ends. Look how poofy and big my hair looks. Your hair does not get thin when you relax your hair. Your hair you just really see how your hair really is. A lot of people have thin hair naturally. A lot of people have thin hair that runs in their family. That doesn't necessarily mean a relaxer thins out your hair. It just made it more visual. People can see it more. It's more straight. Alright, so I'm going to let this sit on for about 8 minutes, and then I'm going to rinse it out because I have a super relaxer. Also, what I want to mention, no relaxers are better than the other. I know there are different brands out there like Shea Moisture, like Silk Elements, Olive Oil. You have different brands out there. A brand is just that. A brand is a name. Pretty much product makes a name for itself. But to be honest, just like a Fenty purse and maybe like a Michael Kors purse, or let's just say like a Fenty purse and an H&M purse, it's still a purse, was probably made with the same exact materials, but because one has a, well-known name and brand than the other, that one's going to get the more attention. So when going to shop for these relaxer containers, or relaxers, like with the big containers, go with, that's pretty much your preference. If you really like a certain brand and you're really happy with a certain brand, I mean, hey, why not go with that brand? But I'm just here to let you guys know it really doesn't matter. You can go with anyone you choose to go with, because all of the relaxers, no matter what brand, it has the same exact ingredients. I just want to clear that. You guys can do your own research. This is something that you can do to pretty much prove for yourself or get the evidence. But when you put those labels together, you can even go online and look at the labels from Shea Moisture and another olive oil relaxer. They pretty much have the same exact chemicals in them, ingredients. So Also, what I want to touch on, guys, is this ISO Plus neutralizing shampoo. It turns pink when you still have the relaxer in your hair, which is why I really love this so much. This was only like $2 at Sally's for a 8 fluent ounce container. So $2 for you to really know, you know, and even the ones, like, even if you get the relaxer containers that comes with, you know, the shampoo and everything for you, those are neutralizing shampoos. They're all that like orangish color. And I'm sure if you have had a relaxer in your life before, you've probably seen like pink soap suds in the water. That's pretty much letting you know that the relaxer is still in your hair. And the pink, the subs will actually be white once the relaxer is fully, completely out of your hair. But after you use this, to find once the relaxer chemicals are officially good out of your hair, like the soap suds are showing up white, you can then go in and use your shampoo and conditioner of your preference. Me, right now, I'm testing out the Cream of Nature to see how I really like it on my hair, see how it does with the moisture and everything. So far, so good. I like it. So after you use this, you can go in with your preference of shampoo and conditioner. I do want to put that out there. Another thing is over processing the hair. That is one thing I want to make sure I mention. A lot of people may say, hey, my hair was natural. I'm sorry, hey, my hair was, you know, healthy, it was good, it was luxurious before I relaxed my hair, and after I relaxed it, it just went down the drain. So another thing to consider is how long you keep the relaxer on. Some people over process their hair. This can pretty much damage your hair. Yes, over processing your hair, even if when your hair was natural, it was good and healthy before, and you over processed it and over, you know, had it on too long, had a relaxer on too long, that will damage your hair, and you would have to cut it, because this is a permanent chemical, so it's going to be in your hair. Only way to get rid of it is to either grow your hair out or to cut it out. So yes, you will have to cut your hair. Another thing I want to mention is, what else do I want to mention? Oh yeah, I don't know if a lot of people may have had this experience before, but I know I have, because I got relaxers starting at the age of 13. And I only had it done like a few times at the salon, but the other times, like, I would have like family members relax my hair when I was younger. So there are going to be times where you relaxed your hair, and then the next day you may catch like hard spots, like hard parts in your hair. And that's because, like, it's going to be your hair. It's not going to be like any residue on it, but you're going to find like your natural hair like being stuck together. So that means that the chemical was still in your hair. Yes, I'm going to admit it has happened to me before, where I relaxed my hair. I thought I got all of the relaxer out of my hair. I shampooed, conditioned it, blow dried, shampooed, flat ironed it. Woke up the next day, I had like hard spots in certain places. So what I would do is what I did do back then, I would get water and put it on a towel and like let it sit there until like those spaces like pretty much softened up. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, hold on 1 second. Here I go. So pretty much what you're going to do, you're going to have to re-shampoo your hair, because what had happened in that case, you still had the relaxer sitting on your hair, and it pretty much over-processed. It sat in your hair overnight, and that spot is like officially damaged now. So only way to bring it back is to like heal it, and that's really pretty much deep conditioners, shampoo, conditioner, sitting under the dryer for a little bit, leaving in your conditioner a little bit longer, making sure your ends clipped, making sure you're washing your hair every so often, things of that nature. But yeah, I do want to include that. Also, when you're shampooing out the relaxer, you want to have on gloves. I don't care if you're done like relaxing your hair, you're still going to be intact with those chemicals. Let's say you have a cut or anything like that. You don't want those chemicals getting into your cut, infecting it, anything like that. And you just want to be on the safe side. You don't want those chemicals being on your hand, on your skin. And that's why, again, you apply the petroleum jelly all over your scalp. You grease it like it's your scalp, and you apply it all over. I'm trying to think of any other things that I need to mention that people may have said, but those were the main things. Pretty much, I just want to sum this video up. A lot of people saying, hey, when I got a relaxer, it took it out. That can be false and true. It can be true because, hey, you know, your hair may have been healthy before you got a relaxer, but when you relaxed it, you may have overprocessed it. So now it's damaged because those strong chemicals, you know, pretty much damaged your hair to no return. It can be false because, hey, your hair was already brittle, damaged, destroyed before you even got a relaxer. So what the relaxer did was just only magnify what was already there by further damaging your hair. Too, a lot of people say, oh, relaxers, you know, those natural people, hey, why do you want a relaxer? You don't like your natural hair. No, that is not true. And I may be going out of order here, but I just want to summarize what I went over in this video. Pretty much, hey, you know, I love the way my natural hair grows out. A lot of people have really busy schedules to where they can't maintain their hair. A lot of people, that's why a lot of people either cut their hair or have their hair in short hairstyles. A lot of people have families, husbands, or sick family members that they have to attend to where they have to find somewhere in their life where they have to limit time for. Some people chose their hair. Some people chose, you know, keeping up with themselves or whatever. Wherever you want to cut that time at. If they want to relax their hair just to put a sleek, nice ponytail in it because they have to go and take care of someone or they have to run a class and rush to work or whatever the case may be, get out of people's business. What works for them works for them. Don't worry about it. So I just want people out there to know, if you want to relax your hair, relax your hair. Don't care what society has to say. Because after I relax my hair and I wake up the next day and I decide I want to go natural, hey, so be it. That's my choice. Only person who has to deal with it is you. So there's that. If you guys haven't heard India Arie song, I Am Not My Hair, that is so true. I wish us women invest more of our time with other stuff instead of worrying about who has their hair relaxed or not. Like, we're all beautiful women, beautiful black women. In that case, in the community, we're tearing down each other because a woman may have her hair relaxed and another one doesn't. So what? Just because you're natural doesn't mean you're automatically woke, sis, but you haven't had a hair trim in like a year. Since your hair is natural, but it's still damaged. How sway, sweetie, how sway. But overall, I'm not trying to knock anyone going with any choice. It's your hair. I just wish people were not so judgmental about what people decided to do with their hair. It's none of your business. Just live your life. Mind the business that pays you. You'll be much happier that way, trust me. Because you have all this energy going into what other people are doing while they're out enjoying and doing what they want to do in their life. Okay? So, I'm going to rinse this stuff out. I'm going to show you guys how it turns out. It turns out perfect every time. I'm going to probably try to blow dry and show you guys how my hair looks blow dried. And let you guys know that it is still full after you relax your hair. Stop saying that it's thin. Whatever the case may be. But yeah, I touched on those subjects already. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for watching through. If you guys watched through the whole thing, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I really have to be like making sure my ends took, which it did, and I'm happy for. So yeah, my hair feels really good. Still feels full. And what kind of weird that I have it. So yeah, there's that, guys. It looks like I already put like some oil and everything in it already, but I didn't. So I'm about to blow dry it. I did put conditioner in it and everything. Blow dry my hair, and I'm rushed for time right now, so I am gonna like put my wig on just for like today. But yeah, this is my finished look, guys. Please keep in mind of everything I said. My hair is still full. Look, everything's still full. Even when it gets blow dried, it's still